Hello, chat. Good morning. It's another fall morning, which means that I am already preemptively going into this a little bit sleepy. But the good news is, hold on, let me balance some audio for y'all. The good news is that I did a bunch of stuff with my streaming setup, and it's a lot nicer now. I'm really excited. So that part is good. You should have a better angle on me, so my VTube camera can actually see me from all angles. I've noticed that's been a problem lately when I've been like editing down the VODs. That like, it's really easy for me to just like leave the frame and then you can't see me or what I'm doing. So my camera's like up now. It's up and it can see like my entire desk area, so you can see me a little bit better, which is really cool, and I'm very happy about that. And generally everything is just laid out so much better so that you can actually see me and see what I'm doing, and you can see my sketchbook better. I got a boom arm for my camera, so you can see that a lot better too, which is really, really exciting. I'm very happy about that. Today is just going to be a little bit more of a chill day. I am slowly recovering from having a ton of stuff due and all of that kind of good stuff. So I just want to do a little bit of painting today, a nice little bit of a relaxing watercolor day, which I way back in the day when I started streaming as like a wee, however old I was. I think I was in high school when I started streaming, and then I took like a massive break from it. But I used to do like chill little watercolor streams all the time, because I was trying to be a little bit more cozy. I suppose I still am, but yeah, that's gonna be the play for today. We're gonna do some watercolor. It's gonna be really fun, and I really just need a rest day, so I scheduled myself something nice and easy for this week. I think that's kind of just the main idea, and we're just gonna chat and vibe and relax. That's the plan. That's the plan for this week. I'll just give it a few minutes here. I want to light my candle. I got a new candle for my desk and it smells really nice. If I can get this lighter to work, that would be lovely. There we go. There we go. I'm very much starting to get into that, like, the fall vibes. Spooky season is upon us and I'm excited. I have, from the same sticker company that I order all of my other sticker subscriptions from, I have a sticker like Halloween countdown calendar, Halloween advent kind of thing. And it is almost time to open it. I've got like a week, I think, and then I get to open it. Yeah, like I think the first day is literally next Sunday. And then I get to start opening it, which is going to be super exciting. I want to do that with you guys. Obviously I can't stream the opening every day, but the 2 Sundays that it falls on, I'll definitely open it on stream. And then I'm planning on probably uploading the rest of the openings as like reels, or not reels, the YouTube one, shorts. I think that's a good idea. Why is my VTuber frozen? I fixed the camera, but I didn't fix the tech issues this thing keeps having. What are you doing? Hello? Okay. Well, I'll get set up here and I'll restart VTube Studio, since it's deciding to be difficult today. Okay. Behold my desk. I don't actually need my sketchbook, but I always like to show you guys what I've done the previous week, so I'll do that. I don't have any really updates from last week on stream. I very much took it easy this week. Didn't do a whole lot of anything, but I'll still show it off to you guys. I think it's still nice to catch you up on what we did last week. Okay, so we were just doing some character work last week. That's all on this page. Did some crayon drawings, some doodles. There we go. I have in my other sketchbook, whatchamacallit, I have one more drawing for this. I did a proper magical boy form drawing, which I think is really exciting, and it looks really good. Looks a lot better than the one I did on stream, at least. Which I wasn't very happy with the one I did on stream, so I'm happy that I've got a new one, and I was gonna maybe color it today, but I decided not to. Partially because I forgot to bring the book. So for now, this is what we've got. I'll finish it sometime this week, and then I'm sure I'll show you guys next week on stream for it. And then today we've got a nice empty page to do some watercolor work on. So this is gonna actually just like come completely out of the frame for now. I'm gonna get my sketchbook with nicer paper for this. I actually bothered to bring a sketchbook with like halfway decent watercolor paper. It's a mixed media sketchbook, so obviously it's not like watercolor specific, but these ones work a lot better for watercolor than the ones that I sometimes use for watercolor, which does like actually improve the quality of the things that you draw. Typically I don't worry too much about it, but since today is like a designated watercolor day, I'm gonna worry about it. And I'll tape it down to my desk. We'll be nice and fancy today. There we go. Despite the little bit of tech issues I had with my VTuber for a second there, this camera angle I think is working pretty well. There you go. I'm just gonna take out some washi tape. I guess maybe I'll use my pencil case for it. I've got some ones that work a little bit better for taping in here. Tape down the page, and then we can do some stuff on it. I'm not really planning on doing like a big piece. I want to do like some individual ones, and then we'll cut them out after, but I find it typically just helps to have the paper like taped down to the desk, so let's start with that, shall we? I know October is like kind of getting into the really busy season for everyone. I'm no exception to that. I have lots of school, and I don't know, I'm starting to get tired. I'm starting to like wind down for the year, you know? The weather gets colder, and then I feel like I can't function as well, because, you know, it's darker earlier. And it's just hard to find the energy and the motivation to do things, so I think that's where like a nice relaxing sketchbook session where I kind of just do something for fun comes in. And I think that's like sometimes the best idea, when you can feel like that sort of like drowsiness, that creative exhaustion setting in. I said I'd talk about that a little bit today, so I will deliver. Let me just... There we go. And then you should be able to see me a little bit better while I'm at this spot, which is good. Yeah, okay. So, what to draw? I'm thinking I want to draw a lamp today. I've been working with him a lot lately, so he's kind of just become like a comfort character of sorts. Which all my characters kind of are, but I don't know, I kind of rotate through which ones I'm like really vibing with drawing. And right now it is him, so we're just gonna do one like straight from my head and see how that goes. Typically, I try to vary up like what I'm doing, the poses that I choose to draw, the angles that I draw my characters at, all of that sort of good stuff. But for this week, I'm trying to relax. Let me move my lamp a little bit so you guys can see. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to take things easy. So I think right now the best idea is just a little bit of comfort zone, which I think is one of those things that you can do to kind of keep yourself from getting art blocked. Is sometimes you just need that comfort zone. I think a lot of the time it is a good idea to push outside of that, but I don't know. Sometimes you just need to come back to it, I feel like. So that's what we're doing today. I'm just gonna draw my favorite angle to draw characters at, do some pretty hair, all of that good stuff. I'm gonna be moving my camera for VTuber around a little bit today just so I can try and find like a working angle for it. I don't know. That's a tough one. I never know where to like put it to actually make it be able to see me. But yeah, this is gonna be, I think, his transform design, just so I can draw the pretty hair. Because I have been working with his hair for his transform design lately, so I want to draw it. I want to work on it more, or just, I guess, less work on it and more just like have a little place where I could show off the developments I've done with it, I suppose. There we go, little nose. I don't have a full course load this semester, so like in some ways I feel like my stuff is picking up, and in other ways I don't really feel like I'm doing a whole lot right now, which is kind of fun. Like it's nice to feel like I have that kind of like freedom to do whatever I want in my spare time, which is kind of what I'm feeling like right now with schoolwork. But what if I rotate myself a little bit, actually? Sorry, bear with me. We're gonna do some experimenting today. I'm just gonna like rotate everything over a little bit so I can just face the camera a little bit more. I have a hypothesis. I have a hypothesis. This might work. Fortunately, this tape like feels pretty easily. So we're gonna rotate you guys here a little bit. Nice thing with this boom arm is I can kind of put you guys wherever I want. Does mean that I'm working at an angle, but you guys can't tell that, so... It looks straight on the camera, which is what matters, and you'll probably be able to see me a little bit better here. My tape is all getting stuck together. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Adjust that a little bit for you guys. There we go. Nice. This boom arm is so helpful. That makes me really happy. I didn't do a great job of taping it down. Typically you put like a little bit of tension in the paper so it doesn't curl when you put the watercolors on it, but for now, this'll do. Not necessarily doing this to be like super proper, super professional or anything, but I try and do it. Actually, that's a lie. I do not try and do it properly. Half the time I paint directly into my sketchbook. Today we're trying to do it properly, at least for the most part. I am still allowed to just be a hobbyist in this one. This really isn't a medium I'm focusing on, so I'm okay with just being like alright at it, just doing it for fun. Which I think is helpful with the burnout thing, is just allowing yourself to have art that you do that doesn't need to be perfect. Which I talk about a lot. I think it's so important to allow yourself to make things that aren't great, or things that you are new at, things that don't look perfect. Skills aren't always transferable from medium to medium, so sometimes when you pick up a new medium, you're kind of just bad at it, and that's okay. I don't know. It's kind of fun to be bad at things sometimes. I don't know if anyone else agrees. I definitely used to, like, get all up in arms about it as a younger artist. Like, well, I need to be good at things, right? Like, what's the point if I'm not? But the point is that it's fun, and it can be relaxing or enjoyable or whatever else you want it to be. I'm definitely still not the best at watercolor paints, but I like them. They're fun, so I still do them. Yeah, that one's just kind of for me. I don't have to do it professionally. I don't do it professionally, so it's allowed to just be for fun. Are you guys excited for Halloween? I feel like the kind of people that typically watch my streams are also the kind of people who would probably get pretty excited for Halloween. At least that's the kind of person I am. Although I haven't been going as crazy over it this year. Typically I go like all out, but I don't know. It's been a very like chill, just like fall vibes Halloween this year, which I'm okay with too. Nothing wrong in changing it up. I obviously do have some decorations out, but it's a smaller army of decorations this year. I got a bunch of Halloween Jellycat, I'll be completely honest. The trends have gotten a hold of me too, although I've been collecting Jellycat for a lot longer than they were like huge on TikTok. I'm not even on TikTok, so I make my own popular things. But yeah, my one problem with like them being like a super huge like craze right now and like just like gaining more and more popularity is that it keeps driving up the price of them. And so, you know, I see all these things, it's like, oh, I like that, I wanted that, and then it's like $30 for like a tiny little plush, and that part hurts, so the collecting has kind of slowed, but a bunch of their Halloween stuff this year was really cute, so I had to. I can probably show you guys, I have right here on my desk. I have the ghost, the bat like you can hardly see. Oh, there you go, that's a better angle. I got the bat, and I got the pumpkin. This little series had a spider as well, but I didn't want the spider. I don't really do good with spiders, so I didn't want to like have one for my collection. It was a cute spider, but I'm not gonna spend like another like 25 bucks on something that I don't really like, so just for the sake of like completing a series or whatever, you know? So it is just these three. I should have left myself more room to do like the braids and the super long hair, but it is what it is. This is what's on the page now, so. I don't have a lot of commentary on like what I'm doing for drawing right now, just because this is pretty standard for me. Blocking in shapes. Kind of just loosely getting everything in. I'm gonna have to erase over a bunch of this because we're watercoloring today, and I really don't want like the pencil marks getting picked up by the paint, so that is okay. I think I goofed up his hairstyle a little bit for the transform design. It's supposed to be, there we go. I gave him like a side part instead of like the more middle part. Like, my biggest problem with his transformation design before I changed it to be this was that it was, like, way too similar to his civilian hair. Which, as much as I like Sailor Moon, we're not emulating them in that regard. Their hair changes between designs. Hydration reminder. I only ever say hydration reminder after I remember myself to drink my water. Because this, like, happens a little bit more than I would like to admit on streams, where I ignore my water for, like, the first, like, half of the stream, and then I get a headache. So, I'm trying to be on top of it. Water is good for you. We should all be drinking more water. I'm gonna start sounding like a lifestyle or like self-help kind of channel. If I say that too much, but no matter who you are, water is a good idea. My brain is in like a million different places at once right now. There, that's looking alright. The braids are a little bit messy, but I'm hoping I'll just fix them up later. I'm planning on doing inks today, so I'll bring the ink in later and I'll make those look a little bit nicer. But I'm liking this hairstyle. I gotta work on the armor design I have for Lance a little bit, I think. Just because right now it's a little bit plain, but we're just gonna keep it as it is for now. Like I said, we're just easy day. Easy, relaxing day. We're just gonna throw some stuff on the page. Not gonna worry too much about like doing anything super involved. So no design concepts, no nothing like that. Just relaxing and painting. Which I keep repeating because I need to remember that for myself too. And my pencil needs more lead. Hold on. 7mm, good. I just bought a bunch more pencil lead recently, which is good because I was very, very low. So now I can draw again. Honestly, I don't think I've used like a standard pencil outside of a drawing class in ages. I love my mechanical pencils. They're so good. They're like my favorite thing to draw with. We're just gonna stick with the big gem like that right now. I don't really know what I want that to be, but for now, it stays like that. Again, we're just working on the... We're just drawing. We're just drawing to relax. I think I said this last week that I always try and draw Lance smiling and that it always looks wrong. I feel like Mans was not meant to smile, but I don't know. I want him to be happy. I should use my proper eraser and not just the one on the back of the pencil, huh? I left my pencil case at work last week, and it was so awful. I didn't like not having it. But now that I have it back, I should actually, like, use all the stuff that I have in here. There we go. We'll deal with that as, like, the smile for now. I think that's okay. Let's get out the watercolors. I've got this here. It's a little field sketch box that probably needs cleaned, but it's fine. We're gonna make it work today. And then, yeah, just like a little water pen, which, yeah, it still has stuff in it. Good. I have a couple other water pens. Hello, good morning. Okay, let me undo all of the hard work we just did. Now I'm just gonna rub an eraser over this to kind of lighten my lines. Shake my entire desk while I'm at it. It shakes my camera too, I'm sorry. This sucks. go. So I can like just barely see the lines. You guys can actually kind of see them on camera. That's good. So you can see what I'm doing and it doesn't just look like I'm slapping color on a blank page, which I guess is how some people do watercolor anyway. I can't. I need the sketch to fill in. I always forget how expensive like matcha is until I go and try and buy it in store. I say this because I bought myself a thing of matcha the other day. Well, I didn't buy myself like proper matcha. It's like just instant like matcha mix stuff. I don't know, it's a David's tea thing, but I wanted like a quick way to do matcha in the morning because I really like matcha. So I have that now. I'm happy to report that it's really good, so it was worth the little bit of expensive I spent on it, but... Yeah, I have stuff like all over this palette. That's probably not good. Let me just... I'm gonna wipe it down real quick, if y'all allow me a second. I'm really bad at remembering to clean out my watercolors, because this happens a lot when I sit down to draw something and I'm like, ooh, my palette's a mess. I should maybe take care of that. It's not going to be a perfect clean, but there will be at least some surfaces for me to paint on, or to mix paint on, which is what's most important here. We can try some underpainting today as well. That'll be fun. Oh, VTube model's frozen. Yippee. I don't know why it's been having so much trouble lately. It used to work like so good, but just as of late, it's been freaking out on me a lot more lately. Hello, did you disconnect? It says it's connected. Connected, just frozen, apparently. Woohoo. Do old tried and true. AKA restarting it. Sorry guys, this has been like a nightmare with the VTuber today. If it keeps acting up like this, I might just turn it off. Okay. And... loading. There we go. I mean, that always seems to fix it at least, but it's annoying that it keeps doing that. Anyway, why don't we work on some underpainting? I am definitely not the person to explain underpainting, given that I'm not really a watercolor expert or anything, but essentially you're just laying down like colors for like your shadows and highlights before you lay down your other paint. There's a whole like map of it that you can follow. I'm kind of just gonna loosely follow it. I've got like a purpley blue here, and I'm kind of just gonna roughen the shadows. If you use like alcohol markers, it's kind of similar to like laying when you would like lay down your shadows first with those. I'm not an expert with it or anything. I try and put it into practice sometimes when I'm doing portraiture. I'll have the light source from like this side of his face. I feel like that's where I always put the light source. That's like the when in doubt where the light goes. That's okay. And then there. I'm not going to try too hard to control the flow of it or the color of it. I don't know. I think part of the relaxing thing is just me relinquishing my control a little bit, you know? So we're gonna do that. We're just gonna let the painting turn out how it turns out. Be okay with bad results. That's kind of why I like watercolors. A little bit more of like a free-flowing medium, so sometimes it's exciting to just lay it on the page and see how things turn out. Which I want to get better at doing. I think sometimes with my sketchbook I do forget that it's like a little bit more about the process than it is about what ends up on that page. As much as I like how pretty my sketchbook is, I don't know, I think it is still capable of being pretty while I let go of some of that control I am holding on to a lot. Especially now that I've started doing it on streams. I want it to turn out really well. I want it to look very good because obviously I'm presenting it to an audience, and I don't know, I don't want you guys to feel like your time is wasted by what I'm doing. But I don't know. I think it's okay to just be okay with what ends up on the page as well. As I say, you can always cover it up if you don't like it. I think that's part of the, like, resting thing. The allowing your creativity to, like, take a break. It's just understanding that you can make things and not have to be in total control of them. Because that can make, like, creating exciting, you know what I mean? Sometimes we try too hard to hone in on our control of stuff. And it ends up wrecking the stuff that we're working on because we're so attached to an ideal outcome that we're not even willing to try seeing how other things go. I'm like that a lot. It's a very dark yellow. I'm using this for highlights now. But it's a little bit dark. I'll dilute it a little bit with some water, but just gonna have to be okay with it in some spots. Like I said, it's the relinquishing control thing. And it's just for an underpainting, so I do cover it up in the end, which is good. I'd be less attached to the way that this part looks. Just be more excited for how the finished thing will look. Let's add a little bit of red, or like pinky red, I guess. It's also a very dark color. I always just like slap it down like right on the page straight out of the pan, and I'm like surprised when it's dark. Even a little bit of red in the shadowy part. Like I feel like we can let those blend to be a little bit more purpley. I feel like talking about like resting and avoiding burnout is probably a good shorts topic. Can probably explain my thoughts on that pretty concisely in like the 1 minute time constraint it gives me. I struggle with that sometimes because I always have like so many thoughts on a subject and then I have to edit them down to like under a minute. It's hard. But I don't know, sometimes I think of topics, I'm like, oh, I could probably get all my thoughts on that out in under a minute. Emphasis on probably, because I feel like I always end up taking like way more words than I think I'll need. That is way too dark. But YouTube Shorts, they're letting you do up to 3 minutes now for shorts. Which, I don't know. I'm mixed on, because like, on one hand, like it's nice to be able to add more stuff, but it's hard to get people to stay for like 1 minute of video, let alone 3, so... Very yellow hair, I'm noticing, just with this color that I've used. I mixed a little bit of white into it the first time, but it doesn't really cover up the shadows like that, so... I don't know. I struggle with like layering watercolor because it's not really a medium that layers all that well, right? I do have white gouache, so I can always come back in with that and tidy things up, which I love white gouache. It makes me so happy. It's like one of my favorite mediums to work with. It's one of those things I bought for school because school said I had to, and then ended up like actually using outside of class, which, I don't know. It's not necessarily like rare, but it's not common either. I did that with the white gouache, and I did that with the inks. Like, just like... Yeah, I don't know. Ink. Like, straight ink out of a bottle that you, like, do your line art with, or, like, whatever you're doing with a brush. I ended up really liking that. There we go. Actually, I do like this hair. I wasn't sure about it, but this is why we trust the process. Starting to run out of water in this pen. Gonna add just like a little bit of darker color in some spots. You like cannot see the braid on this side. I'll bring that back with ink. It's still my motto with watercolor painting that the line art will save us. Oh, I totally missed this little, like, piece right here. I'll get that now. I guess it's gonna look kind of weird, the yellow right on the yellow for the eyebrow bit, but it is what it is now. There we go. That looks alright. I guess I'll do the skin tone next. That probably makes the most sense, right? I think typically I do the skin even before I do the hair. But it's okay. Switching it up a little bit today. Typically use a lot of white for his... Have I painted him? I feel like I've painted him at least once or twice, and I typically make his skin tone pretty pale. I mean, that's even just, like, true to when I paint him with Copics. And then with the skin tone, it goes over, like, all of this other color that you've done. and hopefully looks pretty good. I'm probably gonna have to do a few layers, but kind of just try and blend some of those like pinks and yellows out and mute the blues a little bit as I go over them, I think. Which I think is kind of what's happening here already, which is good. Like everything, it'll look better when I put line art on it. That looks pretty good though. I'm happy with that. As it stands, it's a little bit hard to pick apart like all of the different like color areas just because the skin and the hair are such light colors. Also, his hair is definitely not supposed to be entirely blonde in this form. I just remembered I'm drawing his transformed form. It's supposed to have purple in it. I'll paint that on after. Let's get a little bit of like a blue-gray going for the armor. And then typically what I do when I'm painting like this is I just lay down, like I obviously have like the shadows and stuff laid down. And then I'll come back with my white gouache and add like the super bright highlights. This color ended up a little bit green. Okay, that's not bad. Again, going with the flow. Kind of just accepting what the watercolors give us. Yeah, I'm not a watercolor artist by any means, but sometimes it's still fun to dabble. Also, it doesn't help that my palette's a little bit dirty right now. And probably make the purples even a little bit darker. And I forgot to do his skin tone on the shoulders that are showing there. Let's just lay down some purple. I'll lay it down in the eyes as well. I think I actually have my proper ink brush here too, which is good. I don't think I had it last time I did inks and it kind of goofed things up a bit. There we go, the shoulders. And let's get a little bit of darker purple in there. There we go, that looks nice. I like that. And I suppose we can bring it into the hair as well, just because I missed it earlier. I still can't decide if I want just like part of his hair to be purple or if I want to just do the entire head purple. For this drawing, only parts of it are going to be purple because I don't want to paint back over that entire thing. Roll that bit. I've been finding that this year with school, I've been doing a lot better like staying motivated to do like personal work than I was last year with school, which is good. I don't know. It's not like you need to keep up all of your personal work with art school, right? Like if I'm already doing that all day at school, I don't necessarily always want to come home and do more of that. I want to do other things. I want to take breaks, all of that good kind of stuff, but I don't know, lately still my own projects have held a lot of appeal for me, which is really nice. That one, I can't really explain how I do it. That one is kind of just like a state of mind. I don't try and force it. My mindset on it, right, is like if I feel motivated to work on personal stuff, I feel motivated to work on personal stuff, and if I don't, like, that's okay. I do a lot of art anyway. It's not realistic to expect myself to be doing art all the time, even when I'm, like, taking time to relax. So, I don't force art in my relaxy time. It's just there if I would like to do it. With streaming, it makes it a little bit easier to keep up with everything, because that obviously is a hobby that requires, like, some scheduling and some devotion. So doing sketchbook spreads with you guys has made it easier to remind myself to do sketchbook spreads, which I appreciate. Is probably not for everyone, like having the set, like I have to sit down at this time every week and draw, but it's been working for me. I've been liking it. Let's do some inks. The paper is definitely curling, but it handles watercolor better than my sketchbook because it's a little bit more designed for that. Okay, let's get some stuff for inking. I'm honestly just gonna steal a bit of water from my water bottle so I don't have to get up. There we go. And then do I have the ink specific palette here? I have a smaller one that I typically use for ink. Hold on. I was like, oh yay, I don't have to get up, but I do need to grab that, which also has paint in it right now, but okay, it's got like a little bit of unmarked territory over there that I'll use for my ink. I'm not doing washes, so I don't really need more than one little place for ink. There we go. Adjust myself a little bit. Oh, it's already on my desk. My water looks a little gross. Sorry for that. I'll move it out of the frame so things look a little bit more pleasant. Okay. The cap is always a little bit tricky to get off of this thing, but I got it. We're good. I don't need much. And then just a little dip of water on my brush. I'll roll up my sleeve so I don't get ink on myself. I am gonna be like super focused during this part because ink is a little bit finicky, but just enjoy some music and some very satisfying inking, because inking is typically really fun to watch. I should get a thinner brush for inking, I think. So I can only really do, like, thicker lines. It's hard to get, like, finer lines in there. It's gonna be hard, I think, to ink in the braids, but we'll manage. I'm gonna just start the sides like that, and then I can come back in and like join everything together for the braids. Those are thick lines. There we go. Gotta just use like the edge of the brush a little bit. I don't think I've done any inking since I did like the Alice in Wonderland themed piece. Which, I mean, I don't ink all the time, but I feel like it's been a little while. I don't know, inking is weird because, like, it feels relaxing, but at the same time, I feel like I'm holding my breath whenever I'm trying to ink anything. Okay, VTuber, if you're gonna be like this, I'm just gonna turn you off. It's freezing up again, so we're just gonna deal with not that for today because I don't want to reboot it like 50 million times. I'll have to work with that because it should not be freezing so often like that, but that's alright. So we'll deal with this for today. Okay, then up there. Probably don't need like the lines or the tape to be blocking out any paper, just because, like, I don't know, I don't care about a border on this. It's getting cut out anyway. But it's alright. It is what it is now. It was more so just to hold the paper down, and it did that job pretty well, so. I do like how ink looks for hair. That's like one of my favorite things to do with ink. There we go. I forgot to give him any earrings in the sketch, but I'll just add them now. I feel like some of my lines are turning out a lot thicker than I want them to. This brush is kind of old. It's seen better days, so it's probably losing its like edge a little bit for this. I could probably just invest in a new one or like a few sizes of ink brushes or something like that. I don't think that's a bad idea, honestly. But I like doing it so much, it's probably worth getting like a few more supplies from it beyond like what I was forced to get for school. I gotta like map out my inking a little bit better than this so I don't smudge my ink work. Gotta start with like this half of the face and then move to the other side or something. Because as it is, this has the potential to go wrong pretty bad. There we go. Whoops. That's fine. Still, I am just trying to go with the flow. Enjoy the process of inking. There we go. That's going so far so good. Always very extra careful with the lines on the face. Oh, let me finish up with the braids first. Kind of forgot about those. Not my best braid, but it looks okay. For doing it with ink, it's pretty alright. Oof, I goofed up that side, though. Don't know what's going on there. Oops. There we go. Yeah, that one's a little bit messy, but it's okay. Is what it is. It's part of the practice. Okay, face. My hand is like shaking. This is bad. There we go, that's okay. Just so worried about messing the inking up. There we go, that one's alright. Got my head like so close to the paper, I'm like... There we go. I can add like the couple extra like scribbly details I typically add to faces. Feels weird doing them with ink though. Still. Okay, I like that. That's good. That turned out good. Exhale. Oh, I was really like holding my breath that entire time. Gonna have a sip of water to recover from that one. You all should do the same. Take a minute to hydrate after that very stressful inking process on the day I'm supposed to be relaxing. Nope, that's the wrong thing. There you go. Okay, why don't we finish up this drawing and then I'll take like a wee short break. But I want to do a little bit of whitewash. So I'm just gonna peel out some paint from my palette really quick because I didn't think to clean this beforehand. There, that'll be okay. So gotta just find a halfway decent brush for this. What do I even got that would work for this? Something like this is probably okay. Just to save you guys like waiting hours for me to pick like a single brush. Uh, did I not grab the gouache? There it is. I did not grab the gouache. Okay. It's just like this little tube. They're kind of like watercolors, but they're a little bit more opaque. So, I really like paintings done in like all gouache, but I don't really have the money to get nice gouache right now, so I just do the white. And I don't know, I find it adds just like a nice touch on top of some watercolor. I don't add too much water to it because I feel like that dilutes it too much, but I do this all the time on like toned paper, so like brown paper. And like the pop it adds is so nice. It looks good on white paper too, but it's like my absolute favorite on toned. I'm just gonna add some little highlights wherever I see necessary. This is always like the most fun part for me. And we're gonna do all of this again for a second piece, I think. I don't know. Sometimes I rush stuff for my sketchbook. I am trying to remind myself to take things nice and slow this week. It is nice to be able to finish the sketchbook in a single stream, but it is not necessary. This is a day of just me repeating affirmations to myself, trying to remember to be easy on myself and my art. Which is good practice. I think you need days like that. It's like self-care, but with art. There we are. Let's add some highlights in the eyes as like a nice final touch. There we go. I like that. That looks good. I'll try and use up this entire sheet of paper, but why don't we take this off and cut them out, and then we can see what we're left with for scraps to do like mini paintings on. That sounds fun. That actually did make a super nice clean line there. That's fun. Hey, got the scissors. I feel like this strip along the side here is going to be too small to use, but there's going to be lots of real estate up along the top there. I might try and make something that's like actually fit to this paper. It's kind of fun sometimes to see if you can do that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of like putting stuff in the sketchbook today. We're just going to do some drawings, and then I'll probably come back next week and show you how I have them all arranged. There we go. That's painting number 1. I like that. That looks good. Let me get rid of stuff I can't use. And then this one is definitely a little bit wavy along that bottom edge right now, so why don't we sort that out? Just while I'm here working on it. Try and actually get that to line up. That's like always the hardest part for me, is making sure that my ruler is actually straight. So I feel like it's always a little bit off, you know? There. That should give us a little bit more of an even surface to draw on. It's not going to be a perfectly straight line. I don't have the kind of cutter I'd need for that, but that's not too bad. And then I'll decide what I want to do with that right after I take a break here. Go get yourself some water or a snack or something. I will be back in 5-10 minutes probably. Yeah, take it easy, guys. I will see you soon. Hello, I am back. This time I have a VTube model that is working, and I don't know, we'll see how long that lasts for. Hello. I want to draw Kirby. Do you guys want to draw Kirby with me? I'm thinking we can do like a Kirby and a Waddle Dee on this, this scrap paper here. So let's try that, shall we? Just adjusting everything a little bit. Tuck that up there, tuck that out of the way. I think we're actually gonna just go right in with the paints. They're simple shapes. I can draw them without having to sketch them out first. Let's get this out. And I'm just gonna Google a picture of them so I can get the colors correct, because I will feel very dumb if I get the colors wrong. I need them to be accurate. And honestly, that might be a little bit tricky with this palette, just because it doesn't really have many good pinks. I will have to be making my own. This is like the only pink-ish color that it has, is this kind of like magenta-y one. So we're just gonna lighten that off until it looks like a proper Kirby pink. Actually, I lied. That was pretty easy. That's about Kirby pink right there. And it's darker than all like the other reds and pinks on his body, so we can just start with that on the page. It's become a little bit muted just from like all of the other stuff on the palette, I think, but it's a pretty good pink. Kind of want to make like some fall Kirby and Waddle Dees. Maybe I'll have Kirby hold a pumpkin. That'd be cute. Like a little tiny pumpkin. I might also go over this again with another pink just to try and brighten it up a little bit, because it is quite muted for Kirby right now. That's cute though. Look at that big old circle. Kirby's arms are so funny. There we go. They kind of look like ears with where I've got them right now. It's alright. Once I put a pumpkin there, you'll be able to tell what they are and what he's doing. Let's make Kirby just a little bit more pink. I'm gonna tape this one down. It's curling already on me. I could probably tape it down right now. Why don't we do that? I'll just recycle the tape that I already have from the other one. If it doesn't all stick together on me, that is. There we go. I smudged it just a little bit, but it's okay. There, that's about lined up with the camera. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Why don't we do the pumpkin next? I feel a little bit weird, like, freehanding this. I'm not used to freehanding watercolors, but like it's a bunch of circles. It should be okay, right? Should we make this a jack-o'-lantern or just a pumpkin? Should we go spooky season or just like generally fall? What do you guys think? Add a little bit of foresty green. And a little curly bit there. I don't even know what that part is, but it is on pumpkins, so it gets to be there. Alright, let's give Kirby some feet and such. I need just like a nice red, and this one I probably won't have to do as much mixing with. I'll just get a little bit of pink in there, but it's already pretty much perfect. He's gonna be running with his pumpkin. This is cute, I like this. He's cute, he's like skipping with his pumpkin. To be fair, that's me. That's me too. Me on my way to make my jack-o'-lantern. Alright, and then I need to make like a little bit of a darker pink to do like the little blush marks and his mouth. I feel like this is the hardest part of doing any Kirby thing, is like getting the proportion of his face correctly, because if you put his eyes or his mouth in the wrong spot, he looks weird. So we gotta nail it. I think having the mouth down first will help me place the eyes a little bit better, so we'll start with that. He looks so grumpy. Most of what you can see in his mouth is his tongue, so that's why I'm doing it like that. That's just like the little top bit. And then the rest is like this. There we go. Now he looks happy at least. I'll probably have to clean that up with line art a little bit. And then I'm going to start with light blue for his eyes, because then I can build other color up on top of it. I don't know if I'm going to have room for Waddleby. Might just have to be Kirby. And then his eyes are like really tall. I gotta like get a good angle on this. I'll add the white in a few minutes with gouache. Should let the blue dry just for a minute before I put the black in. And I think I'm actually going to outline him not with inks, because I feel like he needs a color outline. Those are definitely still a little bit wet. Let's just give those a second. I'm gonna have some water. Trying to stay on top of it today. And in the meantime, actually, I don't think I'm gonna have room for Waddleby. So, I don't know. It's just gonna be a Kirby, and then I'll put something up there. I'll think on that one. I can probably add like a little face. I think I'll make it a jack-o'-lantern. I'll add a little face to his pumpkin. We're getting close enough to spooky season that this feels appropriate. There we go. There's this cute little jack-o'-lantern. I like that. That is really cute. And I should hopefully be able to get some black in his eyes now. They look a little bit weird without the eye whites, but again, I'll add those in just a minute here. What I think I'm actually gonna do with this one is I'm gonna break out the markers, but the cheap ones, because I made like a hypothesis that I could probably do good line art with them, so we're gonna try today. They're a little bit of a mess. I haven't exactly cleaned them perfectly since last time. So, stuff is not where it goes at the moment. If you'll just bear with me, I can fix that. I don't really know what the organization of this is supposed to be. I'll have to do a full organization later. I guess you guys can't even see this. Oops. Bumped my camera. There we go. I'll put them on screen so you can at least see what I'm trying to do here. And what I'm trying to do is basically just jam all the markers back in the box so I can at least, like, look at my whole selection. Because the organization on these is kind of not great to begin with. But they were still fun. I still liked to work with them. Okay. There we go. It's mostly organized. I have to go through and, like, actually clean this up at some point, but for now, that's gonna have to do. Let's pick some colors. I guess maybe I should have kept some of that scrap, because I can use it to test colors for line art. So I want like a deeper orange for the outside of the pumpkin. That one's nice, but I don't know if it's gonna be the one. Kind of hard to get them back in the case. Try that one. That one's pretty good. I like that one. I'm gonna try one more. I think that's too similar. So we'll do this one for the pumpkin. I need like a deeper red for Kirby's feet. I like that one. Kind of feel like it matches. Then I need a darker pink for Kirby himself. I'll do that one. I like that one enough to do it. Let's start with these three, and then I'll worry about like his facial features after. There we go. Got some peetsies, and then add in the outline for the body, I guess. It's cute. I like it. I'm gonna get these out of the way because I feel like they're kind of impeding your view. Okay, and then the pumpkin. Get some of that eraser dust off the page. It always seems to just cling to paper. That's a cute start. I'm gonna do a really dark green for the leaves and like the little stumpy part. Yeah, these are actually pretty decent for doing line art. I wouldn't say, like, they're great for any super detailed thing, but they work nicely for this purpose. There you go. I don't know about that part, but it's okay. I thought it might help give a little bit of a glow. I think it maybe just looks kind of weird, but can't undo it now, so. Can't really even see the outline. I think the features I'm outlining are a bit dark. Oh, you can see it on the mouth. I don't want to make it, like, too prominent. I want it to stay kind of subtle. And then the eyes can just stay as they are. So that little experiment worked pretty well, I'd say. Let's add a little bit of gouache for some highlight. Can go right back with this, and here's the brush I was using. There we go. Okay. I'll just add like a little bit of highlight on the sides just for fun, just because I like doing it. The main part I need to do is Kirby's pupils, but I'm kind of procrastinating that because I don't want to like goof up the entire drawing right at the end. So it gets like other sparkle there. That needs to be like just on his tongue if I want that to be a highlight. I don't like it. There we go. And I just tap it until it goes away. A flawless technique. There we go. There's one pupil. And two pupils. He looks cute. I like it. I might have to add some outline to the eyes in just a second to kind of define all of that, but... I wonder if I can just do like a super dark blue as the outline as opposed to pure black. There we go. Cute. That's not bad. For a quick little Kirby, I like that a lot. Now, I don't know what to do with his background is the problem. Let me put these away and then, I don't know, maybe we can just do like a fun little like fall leaves background or something. Just something quick and easy. Gonna have to remove these if I want to do like a full background. Because I'd like to fill up this entire sheet, so... Look at him, he's so excited about his little pumpkin. That's really cute. I think maybe like a nice golden yellow in the background would be nice. I don't think I have anything. I have a couple other sizes of those like pens. Oh, and VTuber's freaking out again. I knew it was inevitable. Off you go. I have a couple other sizes of those like water brush pens, but I don't think they're actually bigger than the one that I have here, so we'll just stick with that. And I want this like nice warm yellow for the background. I think that'll look nice. I definitely should have waited to do the markers though, because they are like washable markers, so they don't really like water that much. It's okay. We'll just pretend it was on purpose and it'll be like a cool effect. And yeah, you can see the paper is like already curling like crazy. Just kind of doing a wash for the background. I'm not worrying too much about like how even it is. Up a little bit. I like this yellow a lot. It's quite nice. I need some water in here. Like just pure paint at the moment, it feels like. Ugh, I'm almost out of water in this pen. No. I might have to fill it up in a sec. Or just use one of the other two that I have here. We'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely running out of water here. Kirby! Yeah! I know, Kirby's a great draw, right? This is what I always put in my sketchbook when I'm not, Oops! Definitely smudged the marker there. This is what I always put in my sketchbook when I'm not sure what to draw. I just like doing Kirby's. I'm gonna put a white border around that and we're gonna pretend that that didn't happen. Okay, I definitely need to switch pens. This one is just like out of water. There we go. That one's working way better. I do not like how much this page is curling. Also, hi, welcome to stream. Started out good. It's kind of a mess now. Okay. I'm gonna just ignore the messiness at the moment. We're gonna add some leaves to the background and then I'm just gonna save everything right at the end like I always do, I feel like. I feel like I'm always fixing things just like right at the end. I'm gonna tape this down, which I honestly should have just done it like this from the start, as opposed to just like trying to battle with the curling paper, but this'll do. This'll be okay. I can probably get some of this clutter out of my background now too. Some blind boxes at the store I work at, and we recently just got like a whole set of these like little Kirby, like I think they're like little rooms is what they are, and then they've got Kirby in all of them, and I love them so much. I have never wanted to buy like a sealed set of blind boxes as much as I do for that like blind box series. It is so cute. I am so convinced I need it. And they all, like, click together to make, like, a little dollhouse. It's super cute. Let's add some leaves, shall we? I feel like I did this with one of my fall spreads last year where I just, like, added a fall Kirby just for fun. That time he was, like, wearing the pumpkin, though. Ooh, that's a lot of water. Definitely not how you're supposed to handle that, but that works. I'm just kind of trying to keep these like loose and abstract, which me saying that is a reminder for me to keep them loose. I feel like that's what I've been having to do all day, is just like remind myself that I'm trying to keep these like loose and scribbly and fun, because they're meant to be fun and they're meant to be relaxing. Let's do some red next. This kind of looks like a bookmark, honestly. Just with the shape I have of the paper. It's nice. Maybe at some point I'll do bookmarks or prints or something of the sort, right? I've been wanting to do prints for a long time, but it's just a matter of, like, finding the audience that is interested in me and then also would like to buy prints from me. And then, of course, making the prints, which is a whole other thing in of itself, because trying to find manufacturers can be kind of tough. Prints it's not too bad for, but I know I've looked into some manufacturing stuff, so... Okay, this I thought would be more different than the red that I already have down. It's a little bit darker, but it's honestly not like a huge difference, so... I'll just add a few of those just so, like, the one that I put down doesn't feel accidental, but... Let's do some brown. All the fall colors. I might even do a little bit of purple. I like the trees that turn that, like, kind of super deep, like, browny purple. Those ones are neat. They add a little bit of variety as well. Yeah, you can see, like, the further I go with this, the more abstract my leaf shapes are getting, which is kind of fun. I'm here for that. I like that. There we go. I like that. That's cute. I could honestly probably go back on top and add like a second layer of gouache there. Just to make that like pupil really pop. There we go. That's cute. Oh, I like it. I don't think I need to do line art for the background. I kind of like it just as it is. What do you guys think? I will add gouache around the outside there. I'm just gonna wait for my watercolor to dry. But yeah, that's how he looks. He's so cute. I like him. Just like a fun, quick little thing. Good to take it easy, I feel. I still have to decide what I'm gonna draw for like my last little... I'll do one more thing for the sketchbook today, I think. And I'm not sure what I want it to be. Okay, why don't we fix this outline here? I'm literally just gonna go around the entire thing with some white gouache, and we'll go over the parts where the marker got all smudgy and pretend that it didn't happen. Love fixing mistakes. There. I do kind of like the white outline. You can't see it super well on camera, so I think I'll go over it a second time. Just so it's like very clear and it looks super intentional. It doesn't just look like I was trying to cover up places where my marker's smudged. There we go. That looks pretty cute. I do like it. I don't know, I think it looks better in person than it does on my camera right now. But he's pretty cute. The paper is also a little bit wrinkly. It's okay, it'll press out when I toss it in my sketchbook. So, we've got 2 drawings for the day now. I want to do a third, but I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't know. I'm feeling like still quite calm and cozy. I don't want to do anything like too involved. I'm gonna have a sip of water, and I'm gonna think. I was thinking like maybe Animal Crossing or something. That sounds like it could be fun. Animal Crossing does feel appropriate for like the cozy vibe. Right, let's get us another page set up here. I'm just stealing paper out of the back of this. I was gonna use the sketchbook for other stuff, but that's not getting done anytime soon, so I'm just gonna steal some paper from it to do some watercolor on. Have it, so I should use it. Hey, I'm gonna have to switch over music soon too. That's okay. Alright. Oh, let me move that. Okay. Make sure that's actually like in frame for you guys. Do you guys have favorite Animal Crossing villagers that you want drawn, or do I get to pick here? It's turned into a kind of Nintendo-y painting day. Minus my one character that I drew, but I rarely have a spread without a character of mine on it. Okay, that's all laid out there. It's not even with the camera. That's gonna bug me. Let me fix that. Sorry, a little bit of a delay. Like, just slightly off, which is why it's bugging me, I think. I guess I probably could have just moved the camera to be level with it. I have the capability to do that now. Look at that! All good. This is just the fancy new setup at play. That does really help. Okay, let's do some Animal Crossing. Gonna look at the fall trees for Animal Crossing and find the dude I want to draw. There we go. Okay. Let's begin. I'll start with a tree, I suppose. So I need like a nice reddy brown for the stump. Or for the trunk, I guess. I should do the villager first, actually. Now that I think about it. Watercolor, you're supposed to go light to dark and foreground to background, so let's do the boy first. I'm not gonna tell you guys, you're just gonna see him come into being. Got some orange. This is another one where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should be doing this freehand, but I've started, so it's too late. Been enjoying this. It's been a fun stream. I'm just getting to chill out with some watercolors. That's always lovely. How are we doing for music? Oh. Oh wait, no, that's not on my stream. That's just my window. Okay, good. I'll need to swap it over in just a sec here. Let this song play and then I'll move it. I'm gonna have to do some parts of this with gouache, I think, but we'll start with this. This is good. Okay, there's a good head. The shape, I think, is a little off, but it'll be okay. I'm also gonna kind of just make up my own clothes for him. I don't know, he needs like a good little fall outfit, I think. Get some hair out of my face here. Oh, I can probably bring my VTuber back. I did get it running again. Right? Hello? Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. Hey. I don't know what I want his clothes to look like is the thing. I think we definitely need like some green and blue in there, so let's start with that. Having like the smaller size brush to work with on these is really helpful. I kind of want this one to have like mismatched like sleeves. Kind of like the dreamy sweater in game. It's been a while since I've played Animal Crossing, actually. I should play again. Hi there, how are you doing today? Doesn't look like much. I'm painting Animal Crossing right now. Hope you're having a good day so far. I've just been taking it easy on stream today. I'm trying to do, like, just some relaxing painting to unwind. Kind of got myself on a little cozy game rabbit hole. We're drawing Animal Crossing stuff right now. Although right now it kind of just looks like blobs on the page. I think maybe I'll give him, like, a little basket of vegetables. I can't escape that game anymore. It already took 50 hours of my life. What else? Yeah, me too. I think my playtime is like... Oop, hold on. I think my playtime is above... I don't remember how much my playtime is at, but it's like... somewhere getting close to like 500 hours or something like that. Which I don't know if that's a good thing to admit on stream, but that, like, during, like, a quarantine era, that took over my life. Because, like, what else did I have to do? I couldn't go outside. So. Yeah. And then once in a while, I come back on just to reminisce. Drawing one of my favorite little dudes right now. Although I'm kind of making up a raincoat for him because I didn't want to draw his default shirt. I should have made it the same color as the other half of the jacket. I regret that. That doesn't look good. Just cover that up. That's fine. I'm kidding. I do like that game a lot. Yeah, it's a fun game. No, I do agree though. It kind of does take over your life. It's kind of like the Minecraft phase, like the 2-week Minecraft phase that you get sometimes. Like, you just pick it up and then suddenly you're super invested. Which I feel myself like tempted to start a 2-week Minecraft phase right now. I don't know if I should because I've like got school to do, but it sounds like it could be fun. I don't know. I feel like the downside of freehanding this without a sketch is that I can't really give him a super interesting pose because I'm kind of just going with the flow. His paws also look a little bit goofy. I'll have to fix that with inking afterwards. Show him his little legs. I'm a Valorant player, so Animal Crossing is a good change of pace. I bet. I have played, I think, maybe 3 rounds of Valorant. My brother tried to get me to play with him when it came out. And I tried. I got yelled at by someone in a casual match, like on my 3rd game in, and I just stopped playing. I was like, nope, not dealing with that. Your brother doesn't love you. Yeah. That's probably a fair assumption. It was like right when it first came out. He was like, oh, it's kind of like Overwatch. You might like it, because I played Overwatch back in like the prime of that game. This looks a little bit goofy. He's like almost T-posing. He's like teasing a T-pose. There we go. I don't know if this is like exactly the right green, but I'm just like, I'm done with mixing colors. I want to learn how to draw so bad. You should. Oh, my VTube model is freaking out. It's inevitable. You should try. It's fun. I don't know. It's one of those things where you can kind of just sit down and start practicing it. Like, you're not going to be perfect right away, but if you want to start drawing, start drawing. It's possible. The only thing I can currently do is outline. I mean, everyone starts somewhere with it, right? So I don't know. My best advice is if you want to start drawing, just like find something you like to draw and start drawing it. And as long as it's something that you're having fun doing, you're gonna get better the more you do it. Well, you're gonna get better the more you do it regardless, but it's better if you're actually having fun with it, you know? Okay, I am definitely gonna have to save this with outlines. It looks so awkward right now. I've tried. I'm a writer and it seems my brain is full wired for that. Yeah, that's fair. I'm the other way around. I'm an artist. I'm trying to learn how to write a little bit better, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be like the millionth person to just say like, stick with it, it gets better, but stick with it, it gets better. I'm trying again. That's why I'm looking for art streams. Oh yeah, for sure. I find that helps a lot, actually. Back when I was, I mean, perpetually in a state of learning, as that's always the thing, but I love like art streams and like long form YouTube videos of people drawing. I found that helped a ton, so that's a good idea. I don't know, I kind of picked up art as a hobby as well, and then it like slowly but surely kind of became something that I did like more and more and more, and now I'm in university for it, so you know, it's a fun hobby or it's a fun career. It kind of depends, I think, from person to person, right? Oh, the eyes are so wonky. I'm gonna have to fix that with gouache after. I mean, you're watching me do something that I'm not super proficient with either. I'm not the best watercolor artist. My drawing is much better than my watercolor. His eyes are in two different directions. No! I'll put gouache over them and then no one will be able to tell. I feel like I'm like a little kid drawing with like crayons or something. Which, there's something to be said for that. That part is kind of fun. That's not what I need. Give me the environment. You are, in fact, the millionth person to tell me to stick with it, and you know what? Solid tip. Yeah, I don't ever mean to sound like a broken record with that one, but people say it because it's true. There are some of those like that. I don't know, there are some things that get repeated in the art community that I think are, like, genuinely bad advice, but that one, it gets repeated because it's true, unfortunately. I've definitely felt like the pain of that, like absolutely devastating that I have to like put my time into this if I want to improve with it. I feel like that for like a lot of my hobbies. It's like, what do you mean I'll get better with time? I want to be better now. Oh yeah, I figured what made me step away was getting overwhelmed by different tips, apps to use, etc, etc. Yeah, that's totally fair. There is so much of that out there, and some of it is good advice, and some of it is not so good advice. Honestly, my best advice for that is that, like, you know what you're comfortable with, so do that. If you want to do traditional, do traditional. If you want to do digital, find an app that works for you and do digital. And you can pretty safely, like, drown out a lot of the, like, quick tips that people give you. Since I've been writing since I was 12, it seemed the easy way out. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think sometimes you forget too, if you get like really good at one thing that you've been doing for a long time, you kind of forget what it feels like to be a beginner, which can make things feel like super frustrating. I know that from like just like doing different mediums and stuff and having to readjust even when I switched over to doing more digital stuff. Like, it can feel really frustrating when you've gotten so used to just like being good at the hobbies you have, and then you try something new and then like bam, I'm a beginner again. I think this painting looks a little bit goofy, but I'm happy to just, like, let it be kind of bad and have fun with it. That is the goal for the day, is to just relax a little bit and have fun. Full digital? Developers, so no way I'll stick to pen and paper. Yes, oh, that's fair. Being able to undo stuff is really, really nice. Definitely digital art has a lot of perks. I kind of do both. I'm a character designer, so the vast majority of my work is digital when I'm doing stuff for like school, but all of my personal work gets done traditional because I don't know, I still just love the feeling of like pen to paper or whatever other supply I'm using to paper. Nothing comes close to that for me, or nothing comes close to that. Yeah, I don't know. English is currently removed from my brain, but yeah, nothing feels the same as good old pen on paper does for me. I like the physicality of things. I like the idea of like archives and legacy in a way that is super physical. So I keep a very detailed, a very dedicated sketchbook. I do typically a page a week. If I'm lucky. Well, the goal is a page a week, but I don't beat myself up if I don't get a page a week. It's kind of the method I'm going with right now. There's one thing that really throws me off is how visual artists are so both self-deprecating and judgmental. Someone presents this beautiful art and say, well, it's not good, but just so you can understand what I mean. And I'm like, that's no good? Yeah. I know what you mean. We're all our own worst critics. It's the insecurity, baby. I noticed that a lot with artists that are trying to like start out with showing their work to other people, especially. But it definitely does like continue into like more professional areas of the field, even I've noticed, because I know people from school who are still really bad at it. Like, yeah, like, well, it's not really that good, but here's what it is. Oh, I need my pen that actually has water in it. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get over that insecurity sometimes with art critique, but in my mind, there's like a healthy way to be critical of yourself, and then there's kind of that aspect of it that you see in a lot more online art spaces where like people are like, oh, this sucks, I hate it, it's not that good, I'm like a garbage artist. I don't know, there's a line to be walked there, because you know, you don't ever want to be that person who thinks that you can do no wrong in your art and that your art is above all others, but you also want to be able to see the value in your art. Honestly, I think a lot of that judgmental nature, it comes from not actually knowing how to critique other people's work either, which is something I think so many more art classes need to teach. If you stopped your drawing right now and said it's done, my response would be, wow, it's really beautiful. I wish I had her talent. Well, that is very sweet of you to say. Thank you. Yeah. And I think it's part of that thing, it's like from remembering that not everyone is looking at it the same way that you are. Not everyone is coming into it with like having seen every single thing you've ever made from the ground up, or like, you know, having to have sat with your work for a long time. A lot of people do just come in and say, wow, that's a really nice drawing, I like it. And so I think as artists, sometimes we sit with a piece so long that we start to like just pick out all of the little details that we don't like about it until that's all we can see. And that's kind of where some of that self-deprecation comes from. At least in my mind. I think that's how it worked for me for a long time, was seeing a bunch of other artists that I admired so much, and then also having to sit with my art for so long that all I could see was the flaws. Oh, okay, that I can understand. Yeah, for sure. I would agree. I think it's something that a lot of artists like really, really struggle with doing, to the point where it can make like some areas of the art community like low-key a little bit toxic. I've noticed, I am gonna talk about TikTok artists. Oh no. I've noticed TikTok is really bad for that. That they seem to be real keen on just like harassing people for being beginners on there. I'm not on the art scene on TikTok, so I only speak from like the few public experiences that I've seen happen. But yeah, I feel like that's a pretty big issue, and that's definitely worth being critical of. Spent a while outlining this drawing and then adding my own details to practice. After a while, I was like, okay, this is bad. And my brother was like, dude, it's awesome. Congrats. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, right? You sit so long with something that you start to just kind of hate it. That's something I've struggled with. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself when you're working on a piece of art is just to walk away. Just to leave it be for a little bit and then come back, and then that'll make you... it helps you to process a little bit better the idea of like, is this bothering me because there's actually something that needs to be improved here, or is it just bothering me because I've been staring at it for 2 hours and like my eyes are pointing out like every single minute detail, which I think is an appropriate or an important distinction to make. Ugh, this palette is so messy. I'm just trying to get like a nice like blue-gray-ish color for the sky. I should be using my bigger pen for this. I think that's where writing takes the point. The world you're creating is constantly expanding and you don't get stuck with the same image. Yeah, that's fair. I find that for a lot of my like comic-based adventures, I don't get as sick of my writing or like my concepts as fast with that. It's fun. I just like growing it. Also, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. But yeah, and I say that as a very amateur writer. I'm learning. And I am kind of starting to like this a little bit more as I sit with it and work with it. It's coming together. The vision is visioning. I don't really know what I even had in mind when I started this. It's kind of just we're gonna do some Animal Crossing and see how it turns out, so... You know what? That's pretty good. Sometimes I just worry when I get partway through a piece. Sometimes the in-progress stuff looks really ugly, and you just gotta remind yourself to trust the process and believe that it'll turn out better on the other end, because you know what you're doing. I was very happy when I made my friends cry at the end of one of my stories. Good feeling. Yeah. The ultimate accomplishment of, like, getting people really attached to a story or a world. I've done that to my friends a few times with my characters. I totally get that feeling. It's unmatched. Let's add some leaves. I should have washed that brush off first. You guys can't see my palette, but I totally just put, like, blue in my orange, in the little orange puck thing. I'm trying to just keep these, like, wispy and light like I did on the Kirby one. Kind of like a gentle breeze blowing through. I'll do some red as well. I kind of liked this darker red, so let's do that again. I definitely should have done the leaves before the trunk on the tree, but honestly, it doesn't look that bad, so not a huge issue. Oh, also, dear lord, drawing or painting is so expensive. Another great reason for me to stick to digital. A good tablet and you're good to go. That is very fair. I can speak from experience my last year of school that a lot of I was celebrating because I didn't have to get textbooks for any of my classes. And then they hit me with, oh, here's a list of every single supply you need to buy for this class. And that's where the money goes. It's bad. To be fair, drawing tablets can be super expensive too, depending on what you get. I had to buy a pretty high-end one for my character design course. Like, we're required to have a graphics tablet. So that was a pretty big investment, but at least the nice thing with drawing tablets is that you don't have to replace them as frequently. Like, paint and stuff, you have to, like, run out. You run out eventually, and when it's like a $20 to $30 tube of paint, which is, I wish was an exaggeration, that you're having to replace every, like, few weeks to a month, like, that adds up. So, at least with drawing tablets, right, if you take good care of them, they last pretty long. You need this very specific type of brush. It can't be any other. It has to be this $400 one. Yep. I wish that was an exaggeration. That is kind of how it goes. Except maybe the price. The price isn't typically that high, but, you know, you're buying, like, a bunch of different types of brushes. It gets up there. So. My favorite profs were the ones who would, like, bring us into classes and say, you just need, like, this thing. Any brand is good. I don't care. Because then at least you can buy like smaller sizes or like budget brands just to like, you know, see if you like the material in the first place. Because I definitely have a bunch of stuff like just sitting on my shelves that I don't use anymore because school said I needed it and then I got it and I didn't like it. Cough, charcoal, cough. There we go. I got a Samsung tablet and it's awesome. Digital can get pricey, but it's one every 5 to 10 years if you take care of it, like you said. Yeah. That part I agree is really nice. Like it's an investment, but if you're kind to it, it'll last you quite a while. And I think that's good. It does help, right? Because then you don't like... You don't have to, like, every single time, like, oh, I need a new supply. Guess I have to go spend, like, $30 to try this new part of my hobby again. The way you're holding the brush, I gotta try that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm, like, kind of just, like, balancing it to get real close to the page. I don't know. I hold brushes like I hold pencils. Just because that's what I know. I like it. It works for me. Okay, I want to do inking now. The time has arrived. I'm gonna get ink all over my hands doing this, but I gotta shape the end of the brush. This is like always my favorite part, saving it with the line art. I don't have a really stable hand. I need to work on that as well. I honestly don't have a super stable hand either. You'll probably see it as I ink, but like if I get to a point where I'm like really focused, my hand will start to shake. I don't know. I'm a very jittery, anxious person, and my hands like to shake to remind me of that. There we go, that's alright. I think, like, in my mind, I'm just trying to do the strokes quickly, get them on the page, because if I don't have time to think about them, I don't have time to worry about them, so my hand doesn't have time to shake. Same, yeah. But yeah, my hands are jittering, and it's always when I'm inking that they start shaking. It's always when I need my hands to be steady that they refuse. It's not so much that I've learned to steady my hand, it's more that I've learned to work around it. I remember that was like a trend on like TikTok and stuff. I think it was a few years ago at this point where people were like, oh, like I'm an artist or like I'm a doctor or whatever. Look at how steady my hands are. And I just stare at those. I'm like, how? Put a paintbrush in my hand, I start shaking. Good tip. Thank you. I try. Yeah. I don't know. I always hope that I'm giving out things that pieces of advice that people are actually like finding helpful. I don't consider myself to be the best teacher, but I do know some stuff from having done art so long, so I try and share what I can. Lack of coffee, probably. There's a good chance. I don't imagine the amount of caffeine I drink helps me, but, like, I don't want to stop drinking it, so... I'm just gonna work around the shaky hand. I didn't line around the eyes. I'll finish the tree first and then I'll go think about those. I might want to pick out some individual leaves in the tree. We'll see if I have the energy to do that. I can't stop drinking it. I'm a developer. It's my fuel. Real. That's like the way that I motivate myself to get out of bed, is like, oh, I get to have coffee if I get up. So I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to function with it. Not to be cliche or anything, but I have definitely become that person where it's like if I don't have coffee in the morning, my day falls apart. Yes. Yeah. Oh no, it's become such an important part of my morning routine. I feel incomplete without it. Leaves kind of look more like dragon scales, but I'll accept that. That's fine. The Animal Crossing tree trunks have like kind of these rings on them. Maybe I'll add those in. I finally got that short on my Halloween costume put out, which I was super excited about. That's on my YouTube now for like my announcement for both the costume and the Halloween stream, which I'm very, very excited about. I've been like planning this for over a month, so it feels good to have it out there. Twitch is annoying because it's hard. There's no. This is like the one thing I don't like. I don't like about Twitch is that it doesn't have like any community tabs beyond the chat, but things like disappear after a while if I just dump them in chat. You're drawing from memory or using a reference? I have a reference on my screen, but mostly I'm just kind of going off of my own vibes. The reference is really just up so I get the colors right. I do a little of both. Referencing stuff is good. I haven't been using as many references today just because I'm like just trying to vibe and go with the flow, but God, I use references when I'm doing like fancier stuff all the time. I'm kind of running out of ink here. Let's add a little more. Cool. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it makes a huge difference one way or another. Like, I've had this discussion recently on stream too, where people are like getting on other people's case for using references because it's quote unquote cheating. Saw that, I'm like, I thought we had this debate like way back in the DeviantArt days. What do you mean we're still arguing about it? It's not cheating to use references, like, for the record. That is my stance on it. I think they're important and helpful. And if you take, like, any art class, they're gonna tell you to get references, so... I'm not, like, gonna fully line these leaves. I just want to add, like, some line art just so they feel a part of the scene. I might do some layout work today with the sketchbook. I'm not really sure. Where are we at? 12:30? I probably have time to do a little bit. I got about half an hour left, so I don't think this is going to take me much longer. So we can probably take a peek at the sketchbook and try and just get everything laid out nicely. I don't think I brought the glue tape. Once again, happens every week, but that's okay. I can use the washi tape again, and then I'll just, like, stick it down properly when I have my glue tape. I really just need to, like, leave it at this desk. And then I don't have to worry about it so much. I like all the little leaves. Those make me happy. I might go in with like a proper pen to do the eyes just because they still look a little bit wonky to me. What have I got? Where's like my 0.8 micron? I think that's probably the best bet here. Now the 10 or the 12. Yeah, using outline past the stage of training is cheating and stealing for sure. But reference is super important. Can't believe there's people against it. Couldn't have said it better myself. I totally agree. Yeah, I definitely, like, I'm not mad about people, like, choosing to, like, trace or outline or whatever you want to call it either. But, yeah, it's just, like, don't post it online and claim it as your own is really the big thing on that one. And, like, don't post it without permission, like, period. The eyes look a little bit dead, but they kind of do on the villager too, so... That's acceptable. We'll just stick with that. That is cute, I do like it. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let me reorganize myself a little bit here. I'll get this cut out. I kind of want to leave just like a little bit of a cloud around it because I didn't really give myself a defined border on it. It's just a wash. So... Get this tape out of here. I don't need it anymore. There we go. Kind of just like roll with the visual of the watercolor wash. I think it's probably the best way to do it. The reason I shy away from using this like thicker, kind of a little bit better for watercolor paper so much is because it's gonna make my sketchbook so thick, but I've kind of just accepted at this point. It has to be the way it has to be. Beautiful, thank you. I appreciate that. Will this even fit? Yeah, it will. Okay. This is the sketchbook. It is certainly quite thick at this point. I think I could probably fill that with something else. Yeah, I'll put this one on this side, and then I feel like these two can kind of... I'll put this one background, and then this one on top. And then I can worry about filling the top. Dear Lord, yeah, this is what is it, like almost a year and a half of me sketchbooking looks like. This is a thick boy, and I put a lot of paper and cardboard and other trinkets in it, which is why it looks like this now. I'm just gonna stick some stuff down. I don't have the stuff that I typically use to put stuff in my sketchbook, but I like to lay out. That is so cool. Thank you. It's like one of my biggest one of the biggest like art things that I'm proud of. This is just how good this sketchbook is. I'm a little sad. I'm kind of coming to the end of it. It'll be up pretty much like my last page will be, because I do them like by week. My last page will be, I think, pretty much exactly like on the new year. So we're gonna start a new one. I have a couple more like lined up already to fill, but they're not quite as big as this one. This one was like an 80-page sketchbook, I believe. So yeah, lots of room for this, but it did get really thick really fast. Kind of missed the days when it was like flat enough that I could draw directly in it. Can only really draw on this half now. It's a nice book, though. I really like it. 10 out of 10 would use again. Started doing like I started doing the sketchbook too before I realized that like the chunky sketchbook was like a trend online as well that people were trying to chase. So it's like, how do you get it? I'm like, I don't know. I just like stick a lot of paper and stuff in my sketchbook. It kind of just became this over time. So I know people like intentionally go out of their way to make theirs like really thick and to put like super like thick 3D mediums on them, which I think is cool. I've seen people do some really neat stuff with that, but I didn't really try to do this. I just put so much stuff in here that it kind of just ended up being this way. Because I have like, this page has like cardboard pieces from a Pokemon card box. I've got like thick pieces of like origami that I've tried to flatten down for the spread. This one is falling out because it's been in here so long. And that's with like thick paper too. I just use a lot of scrapbooking paper, which is already pretty thick. This is like an entire like tokens card from an arcade. A lot of fun stuff in here. And then a lot of stickers. Oh, trends. Where would we be without them? Oh, right. In a nicer, less toxic world. Yeah, some of them. I don't mind art trends. Art trends are typically pretty fun, but a lot of them more like, I don't know, like social ones, I guess, is what you'd call them. I don't know. I've been turned off by them for quite a while. I don't really follow them anymore. Because I don't know, I used to be a lot more like trend chasey with like clothes and stuff, but you kind of get to a point where you realize that like it's now changing like every like 3 weeks what's popular, so. The trends themselves are not bad. The mine is better than yours is the toxic part. Yeah, I think that's just a social media mindset at this point, which kind of sucks. I've been off like a lot of social media for quite a while, just for like mental health reasons. The only stuff I really have anymore is like stuff for my art, because, you know, career. And you kind of have to network for career stuff, so. And I Twitch stream because Twitch streaming is fun. But yeah, I think that's sadly just a mindset that's kind of been like cultivated by online culture. So you kind of don't see people behind the screen, you just see people on a screen. I only have mine because you need to have it if you want people to know your stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, that has become a lot of the creative world, is that like you kind of need it for networking. That's what I've found, at least, is that like it's really hard to get yourself out there without it, right? Because how else are you gonna promote yourself if not by doing social media? Where are we at? I got about 20 minutes left. I filled 20 minutes. I don't think I have enough time to do like any more watercolor stuff. I could do like probably a quick drawing on some scrap paper. Let's set this to the side one more time. Gather up the scrap paper. This is not very much paper. I thought this would be more that I could use, but I guess we'll have to just stick with like the tiny little bits, and I'll do like a little drawing or something. I was drawing some of my characters' pets in class the other day. That might be fun. I can do just a couple of little quick animal doodles. This paper is like at such an angle, but it's fine. It's scrap. It can be that way. I'm definitely not just doing this because I want an excuse to draw a rabbit. That was a weird little exercise to do recently where I'm like, oh, what would my characters name their animals? I don't know. Interesting bit of world building, I guess. Or like character personality building. I don't like the way that looks. Try that again. Hehe, rabbits are cool, yeah. They are probably one of my favorite animals. I don't know, I just like them. I went to a bunny cafe with a friend once. It's not actually in the city I live in. We did it when we were out of town for a concert. And honestly, it was so fun, and I really want to go back and hold all the rabbits again. I can actually bring you guys in closer to this now. Yeah! The context for that is that I got a new boom arm for my camera, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, I think this is even cuter than how I drew the bunny in my sketchbook, so... Or in my, like, my scrap one for school. Good, I like. There we go. Bunny rabbit. I'm thinking about streaming my learning process, but I don't know yet. I think that's a cool idea. I feel like it would probably be like really rewarding to see someone like learn and grow from the ground up. That would be really awesome. It's totally up to you. Streaming is like a good deal of effort, so I totally get if that's like too much on your plate with learning to draw, but I don't know. I think that could be a super interesting process to like document that way. I think I'll just do these with some inks. And by inks, I do mean the ink pens. I'm done with like the paintbrush and ink just because it takes a little bit of extra time. Fun as it is. That's a really cute bunny. I really like that. There we go. Doing the same thing I typically do for line art, keeping all the thicker outlines on like the outside and like the parts where the places where I really want there to be like a division between the parts. And then other than that, all the detail lines are in a thinner pen. Probably didn't even need to do that part on the leg, but it's there now, so it doesn't look bad or anything, but that one's just me being nitpicky. There we go. I'm not totally settled on the name of this bunny yet. She does belong to one of my characters. I'm kind of like tempted to name her a Sailor Moon reference of some sort. Like I've been slightly tempted to name her Usagi, which is like Sailor Moon's name in the Japanese, obviously. But it means rabbit, which is super cute. So I think that might be like a funny name for a bunny. The other name I was considering doing was Mars, just as like a little bit more subtle reference, but I don't know, naming the bunny rabbit is kind of funny and cute to me. And I mean, my comic is very magical girl inspired, so it might be like a cute little homage as well. A little bit of hatching along the bottom there. Okay, this is a really cute drawing. I really like this one. Ugh, it just makes me want a bunny even more than I already do. Someday I will have a bunny. Let me trim this. Gonna be a lot of collaging for the sketchbook this week. I think it's just been a lot of collaging in general. A bunny! Yes! Oh, this is one of my favorite bunnies I've ever drawn too. It's very cute. Hello, welcome. There. I'm happy with that. I think all of my sketchbook pages have been like super collagey lately just because it's getting like so thick it's kind of hard to draw in. Ugh. I don't know where I'll put it. Up here somewhere. I gotta get the stuff that'll like actually make this stick down a little better because it's all curling right now, but for now that's okay. It'll go like somewhere up there. I'm gonna decide on that one later. It can go hang out on the side over there. I'll draw a bird next if we're doing characters' pets. What's your favorite drawing you've made? That is a wide scope. Ooh. I'm gonna look at the sketchbook. I have favorite sketchbook pages. I don't really have favorite individual drawings. Let me find some of the ones that I really like. I think this is like still my favorite sketchbook page to date. It's a summer one. I did it like while I was on summer vacation. So I think I have like a lot of good memories with it, and it's also just a really pretty page. I think off the top of my head, that's my favorite. Very cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. You can see, I don't think I'm as good at drawing birds as I am at drawing bunnies, but we're gonna try. Very cool. Thank you. You guys are very kind. I appreciate it. Gonna bring you all back into the page. There we go. Yeah, you can see like a little nick there from the scissors, but I'll sort out the cut afterwards. I'm also a very big fan of birds. I would own a bird someday. I mean, my favorite bird is a crow, which I'm not exactly allowed to own here, but I still like parrots, and lovebirds are very cute, but you need to get 2 of them because they're always bonded. Or like a little budgie or something. I don't know, all cute. I can't really have pets right now, but... Well, I have a cat, but... Other than that, no new pets, so... I said that like I don't like my cat. I really like my cat. I should make that clear. I do love just doing like these little feathers on the top of the head. I don't know. Sometimes it makes it look like a Sonic character, sometimes it's just cute. Yeah, I think the birds require a little bit of practice. Those are also definitely more of like crow legs than low budgie or songbird legs. So we'll change those up for like just little feet like that. There. This bird belongs to another one of my characters. He's like my musician character. He's in a band and all of that good stuff. So I've decided that her name is Vinyl, 'cause cute, 'cause records. 'Cause I have a vinyl problem. Honestly, I don't think I can even criticize like my vinyl collection anymore, because a couple years after I got into vinyl collecting, my brother got into it, but he got into it like so much harder than I did. So my collection is like tiny compared to his. I really only ever buy vinyls from artists that I like really, really like. So I'm like, I have to like know that I like an artist and I like an album before I pick up a vinyl, so that helps temper the addiction a little bit. Teeny tiny little bird. It looks tiny even with like the camera up close to it. I don't think I can really bring it down any more than that. Where are we at? 12:55. I'm gonna have to head out really soon. I have Thanksgivings to do today. Oh, I guess, yeah. Canadian Thanksgiving, specifically. Because it's in November for Americans, I think. Cute little bird. I do like this bird a lot, too. Good little animal drawings to finish off the stream. I'm a fan. Another Canadian. Is Twitch trying to tell me something? Maybe. You never know. There we go. Okay, those are really cute. I like those a lot. Good stuff. Really cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're so talented. Congrats. Thanks. I appreciate that. Very nice of you to say. Okay. Cool. Appreciate the tips and convo. Hope you get affiliated soon. Oh, thank you. That's very nice. I'm doing my best, but I'm not focusing too hard on it. I do this mostly for fun, so I appreciate you sticking around for some drawing. We did lots of stuff today. Let me do a quick show off of what I finished today, and then I will end stream. I don't know if I'm streaming Wednesday or not. I might stream Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. I don't know. I typically update my community tab on YouTube about it first, so that's there for your consideration. This is all of the stuff from today that we did. Lots of watercolor, lots of ink work. It was very relaxing and very fun. This was like the nice little creative rest that I needed, I think. And I appreciate everyone hopping around. Already subscribed? Oh, thank you. It was very kind of you. Thank you guys for sticking around and making this a great one. I had a lot of fun today. I am gonna hop off because I've got stuff to do. I might be back on Wednesday, but if I'm not back on Wednesday, I am always here on Sundays doing sketchbook stuff. Once again, I have not checked my calendar, so I don't know what I'm doing next week, but it'll be announced. I typically put out a stream schedule on YouTube. Have a great Sunday and week. You as well. You guys have a great week with whatever you're up to. I will see you all around. I hope you have a very great day. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. Have a good day, everyone. I will see you sometime next week. Bye.